It all began on a Thursday night. I was exhausted after a long week, collapsing into my bed without even thinking about tomorrow. I remember drifting off into a deep, dreamless sleep, and then waking up to something I couldn't explain. The first thing I noticed was the darkness. Not the familiar darkness of my room, but a cold, heavy darkness that pressed down on me. I tried to move, and that's when I realized I wasn't in my bed. I was lying in a coffin. At first, I thought it was some cruel joke. Maybe someone had taken me somewhere to scare me. But the panic set in almost immediately. I pounded on the wood, screaming for help, my voice muffled, swallowed by the silence. Then I heard them, soft, sorrowful murmurs. Voices I knew, my parents, my friends, people I loved, crying, their faces blurred by tears, their eyes red and swollen. And I was trapped. I tried to push myself up. I tried to move, but it was like my body had forgotten how. My arms felt heavy, my chest felt tight, and then, in the dim light, I saw it. A hand, pale and cold, reaching for the coffin lid. I pushed with everything I had, and finally, it gave way. I stumbled out into a chapel I didn't recognize. Candles flickered on the walls, casting long, distorted shadows. People were seated in rows, staring at the coffin. Not at me, at the coffin. My coffin. I ran. I couldn't stop running. I didn't even know where I was going. Outside, the rain had stopped. The streets were silent. The air smelled of wet asphalt and something else. Something metallic. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I pulled it out and froze. A message. From me. Don't come back. Stay. Or they'll come for you, too. I dropped the phone. My knees gave way. My mind was spinning. Who had sent this? Who was watching me? And why did the message feel familiar? Then I saw it. A figure in the distance. Hooded. Silent. Watching. Waiting. I wanted to run, but my legs refused to move. And as it stepped forward, the world seemed to bend. Shadows stretched unnaturally across the street, moving as if alive. You shouldn't be here, the figure whispered. Not loud, not harsh. Just cold. Familiar. My own voice. I'm alive, I shouted. You woke up because they allowed it, it said. But the living cannot know. The dead, they never truly leave. And then it told me about the in-between, a place where life and death overlapped, where those who were lost sometimes returned, but never without a price. I thought I understood. I wanted answers. I asked, why me? Because you lingered, it said, because you didn't accept your life or your death, and now you're stuck. I realized then that the world I had returned to was not entirely my own. Shadows moved at the corners of my vision. Sounds of whispers followed me everywhere, and every mirror, every reflective surface showed a face that wasn't mine. Hollow eyes, empty expression, watching. Days passed, weeks. I tried to live normally. I went to work, I ate, I tried to sleep. But every night the funeral bells rang. Every night the shadows grew bolder, moving closer. Every night I saw the hooded figure. It began communicating with me, not through words but through visions. I would see moments of my death, repeated over and over, like a broken film reel. I would see my friends crying, my parents screaming my name, and then nothing. Silence. I knew then that I had made a mistake, that I had been given a second chance, yes, but at a cost. Something had followed me back, something that didn't belong in the world of the living. One night I woke up to find my bedroom empty, my furniture gone. My walls were replaced with the same dark, flickering chapel I had escaped from. And in the center, my coffin. It opened on its own. I was pulled in, and this time, I didn't fight. I couldn't. When I opened my eyes, I was floating above myself, looking down at the life I had once had. Friends and family walking past, oblivious to my presence. I screamed, but no sound came out. You see now, the hooded figure said, some things never truly die, and some people, they never truly live again. I was trapped in the in-between, neither dead nor alive, watching, waiting, knowing that one day, someone else might take my place. Weeks turned into months, months into years. And every now and then, I would see them, people who had escaped death, or maybe death had let them pass. They walked freely, unaware of the world I existed in, and I wondered, will I ever be free? Or am I doomed to wander, watching, waiting, forever? The answer came one night when a new face appeared in the chapel. Bright eyes, trembling hands, full of life. I reached out, tried to warn them, but they couldn't see me. And as the hooded figure reappeared, I realized the truth. The cycle never ends. Death, life, in between. It's all a loop. And I am a part of it. Some nights when the wind howls just right, I hear my own voice whispering from the shadows, warning the living. And I know one day someone else will wake up in their own funeral. And I will be there, watching, waiting. Because something never truly die.